Okay, great. I guess we are live and thanks a lot. And good morning, everybody, for joining on Sunday morning, like always, in our series of uh, getting to know our small case managers closely and well. So today we have with us Mr. Shailesh Saraf, all the way from the city of Joy, Kolkata, who has been kind enough to share his Sunday morning with us for the benefit of all our investors. So just taking a quick introduction here and not getting into too much time here so that we have a lot of time for our session today, what we have planned. And interestingly, the format is a bit different. I will share the construct of the webinar also today, that how we will like to approach this. So Shailesh Saraf is the founder of Value Stocks and have been serving as the managing director of Dynamic Equities Private Limited. With over 28 years of experience in the investment advisory sector, he established himself as a prominent figure in PMS and small case segment. So under his leadership, actually, Value Stocks has developed research-backed advisory, not only, I think, in Indian equities, but even across all the asset classes and strategies, and which has been aimed at delivering a superior risk-adjusted returns for investors. So whenever I have met Shailesh, we have spoken more about the risk than the returns. And that is what I think has been the hallmark of Value Stocks uh, as a company and as a platform. And Shailesh and his team's expertise have always lied in navigating the complexities of the stock market, where he has always emphasized the importance of authentic research and client-centric services. His commitment to transparency and ethical practices has fostered trust among thousands of investors, making Value Stocks as a respected name in the industry. And one more unique thing, what I have found about Value Stocks is their dedication towards empowering investors, right, through education and personalized investment strategies, ensuring that all the investors make informed decisions on their wealth creation journey. The holistic approach, keeping the understanding of the market dynamics, positions him as a key player in driving growth and innovation. So, with this introduction, I'll just like to brief all our viewers and listeners today that how we would like to construct this session today to get the maximum out of it. So obviously, Value Stocks has been on small case platform now for over 4.5 years with us, and he has been one of the very early adopter of small case. So we'll definitely like to have some insights on the journey so far. How has been the overall journey of Value Stocks and their investors? In the second construct, we would like to discuss the new small case which Value Stocks has launched this month, and their thesis, their understanding, and their uh, whole outlook on this new small case. And definitely towards the end, as always, we would like to take some questions from the investors. And interestingly, this time we will be talking about some very individual businesses also, which are part of this small case, just to ensure that all the investors get a good color of what are they getting into in terms of their investments, rather than just the philosophy of the small case as a product, which is, of course, very important. But we'll take one more deep dive into the companies in which the Value Stocks is planning to invest. And we will get deeper into those businesses just to get more understanding about the whole investments. So with this, thanks a lot, Shailesh bhai, for joining in on Sunday morning.
Thank you, Rakesh bhai. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So as discussed, like let's start from the journey and let's take a step back 4 years back when it all started. For you, of course, you have always been into portfolio management, and what led you to explore a platform like Small Case 4 years back, and what has been the journey so far in terms of the Value Stocks small cases, what you have been serving on our platform for last 4 years?
It has been a fantastic experience for me. So we started the journey on 18 December 2020. We launched two products, uh, small cap high growth strategy and blue chip high growth strategy. And we are very happy to share that out of 600 strategies, we are in the top 15 right now. If you go to small case and you study the top 15 strategies, we are one of them. I think so in the 4 year range, which is not mentioned, but I think so I'm in the top five. So always we are the top managers, and we are very grateful to small case to give a super platform where we could attract and we get customers for the research we have. So one of the biggest reasons people ask me that what we have done differently is we always tell people we don't buy stocks, we buy businesses. Has been our prime goal in our strategy. We go very deep inside the businesses, and that is what we do. And those businesses which are futuristic in nature, those businesses which we will buy after 10 years also. Example is like if you study solar energy, wind energy, and if you study cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, you study the manufacturing space in the country today. So there is a lot of opportunities in the right businesses, and that is why we have done very well. And because of the small case platform, we are we are one of the top return giving managers. So I thank small case for this.
Sure. Thanks a lot for that, Shailesh bhai. So when I was just doing some research on your organization and your research processes, I think what stuck out was that there was so much clear articulation about your whole, what I would call the pillars of your investing approach. So when I just did some research, the 3 or 4 things which came out very starkingly was that how you as a team have been really indexing very heavily on the right sector selection, and then not only sticking to that sector selection but even getting into the valuation part of it, and with a balanced portfolio approach, no matter how big the conviction could be, but it's always that balanced portfolio approach with a long-term perspective and with adaptability, which has worked for value stocks. And as you rightly said, and that has made, I think, your small cases in the top quartile year over year. In fact, the new small case, what we will be talking about very soon, I can even see that it is getting a good traction in spite that we have been having such a tough market in the last 1 month. And even in such a tough market, of course, it's too short or too small a period. But I could see that signs that how in such a tough market also this new small case has been like facing that storm with a very strong alpha. So with that in mind, I think I'll straight away go to the new small case for which we have been having this conversation so that investors can get more insights. And before that, one more thing which I've observed, Shailesh bhai, I've seen all your small cases having a ticket size of 5 lakh, right? What could be that one reason that you have launched now a ticket size which is low and other things? What made you realize this new thing that you wanted to explore?
So this credit goes to you actually.
Fair.
So, so I always launched a product of 5 lakhs. But Rakesh Bhai has been telling me that, there are retail investors. Why don't you launch a product and where more retail participation can happen? So I give the credit to you. You inspired me to launch a product, for retail investors. My product was 5 lakhs for last 4 years, but we are very happy to launch this new product. And the stock selection has always been great, but we've just reduced the ticket price, so that we can attract more retail investors.
Got it. Interestingly. So let's get to now the dynamics of this new small case, which is called value stocks, hidden gems, and I believe there are around 15 stocks. So tell us which are the sectors you have chosen in the value stocks, hidden gems, and maybe some thesis around those sectors. And interestingly, value stocks has just not stopped at the very high level sector level. I think they have gone 1, 2 notch deep dive into those sectors where there are a lot of ancillary sectors within that bigger sector. Like, for example, if there is a pharma, there are, I think, 8 to 10 different sectors which gets covered under pharma, and how value stocks has gone beneath that surface of pharma and getting into those niche sectors for that value unlocking and the investment opportunity. So it will be great as we discuss. We will be discussing individual businesses today for people to get some more understanding as to where they are investing their hard-earned money. So yeah, please share with us some individual business stories, whichever you feel, around 4 to 5 business stories which you feel could be great and inspiring for people to evaluate this small case?
Okay, so first, always we have to remember the demand and supply is a very simple philosophy. Today, electricity demand in the country is growing at 10 to 15 CAGR per year. Today, we have about 450 gigawatts of installed capacity, and we need about 800 gigawatts by 2030. So, and 1 gigawatt to make is about 4,000 to 5,000 crore rupees. So there is an investment of 2 to 3 lakh crore rupees to the demand for electricity is so high so that we can fulfill that demand of electricity in the country. Now, if that is the demand of the country, now there is another issue is we can't make coal-based electricity. So what electricity will make? Government is really giving a lot of emphasis on wind energy and solar energy. Now, this most of us know. Now, let us come to solar energy. Now, in solar energy, we have one stock. See, in the interest of SEBI and all the compliances, we are not naming the stock, but we have the one, there is one hidden gem. So people don't know, one of the most interesting thing in solar is solar cell manufacturing. Today in the listing space, there are only 3 companies which make solar cell manufacturing in the country. Listing space, only 3 companies. One company, which is a hidden gem. Why it is known as hidden gem? Because hidden means very few people know about it. It's hidden, but it's a gem. Now this company, is doing so well in solar cell manufacturing. Last year, they had a sales of only 26 crores. In September quarter, the sales was 141 crore rupees. From 26, the sales will rise to 600 crore rupees. Okay. Now coming to solar cell manufacturing, India only has 1% market share of solar cell manufacturing, and China is 80%. So there is a huge opportunity in solar cell manufacturing. Again I repeat, there are only 3 companies listed which is in solar cell manufacturing, and 5 companies which is in the unlisted space. Their IPO, those companies, they have in pre-IPO, but 2 companies have risen by more than 200%, 300% in the last 1 year. And one of the hidden gem, which is in this portfolio, which people can buy, that stock has risen by 500%. So many people ask me, sir, ये 500% बढ़ गया और बढ़ेगा क्या? Now, when you're talking about hidden gem, and when you know, number one, when you know there is electricity demand in the country, okay, there is electricity deficit in the country today. Number two, we know that we have to move to solar and wind energy because we cannot make coal-based energy anymore. Number three, there are only 3 companies which make solar cells in the country. So if you observe the macro picture, you observe in the solar cell business, and then you get to the stock. This stock has a huge opportunity in the next 5 to 6 years, or probably next 10 years. So I think so one of the hidden gems in our is a company which manufactures solar cell, and they are growing tremendously. Again, I repeat, I was studying the profits of that company. This quarter, they made 45 crore rupees of profits. That's a huge money. That's a huge profit they have done in this 1 quarter. So a great company, and people who will invest, they will realize that they've actually found one hidden gem. The market cap of this company presently is only about 7,000 crore rupees. Only 7,000. So this is one company I would like to really emphasize. Another company in the solar space is they have 50% market share in solar pumps. Right now, in the Maharashtra government budget, they announced that they will give 8 lakh solar pumps to the farmers. Now today, 18% of India's electricity is consumed by the farmer. Why? Because they have to give water to in the agriculture land. It is all done through pumps. So now solar pump has become a very major thing because there is electricity shortage. So solar pump. So this company in the last 1 year again has given a return of about 499%. Okay, It has a market cap of 11,000 crore. It has 50% market share. The price of the stock was only 1,200 rupees in February. It became 5,000, then it became X bonus. People who are smart will know which company I'm talking about. In the interest, I don't want to take the name because of all the compliances, but it's a great company again. Solar, they are into solar pumps, and after even X bonus, it just made all-time high last week. And 50%. See, how do you recognize a great company? Number one, they need to have great market share. They need to have patents. This company got 2 patents in February and March. What is a patent? Patent means no other company can copy the same product for 20 years. So that is another great company which we have from the wind energy space. Sorry, from the green energy space. Another great company which we have in our portfolio is in the transformer business. Okay. Now in the transformer, so when you make energy in solar and wind, it has to go through a transformer. Okay. Now all the transformer companies are hitting the roof today. They have huge demand because without a transformer, the electricity cannot be transmitted. So there is electricity generation, then there is a transformer, then there is a transmission line. Okay. So that is another great thing which these are all hidden gems because they're not so famous right now. And all the companies which have taken them, most of the companies are below 11,000 crores, so most of the companies are hidden gems and they have great sales and profit. So what we do in our research is we have a top-down approach. What is the macro demand? What is the business demand? And which stocks are taking advantage? Now, bottom approach is we definitely want to invest in stocks which is growing in sales and profits. Because if they're not able to grow the sales, they are not able to take market share, then those companies are weak. That means these companies are taking advantage of the external situation. So there are more companies. I'll take more questions, then probably we can go to other stocks also. So this was my take on green energy. So I have 3 stocks from the green energy in the 15 stock basket.
Sure. So, Shailesh bhai, I can see some breakdown of your small case, especially the hidden gems, where I see almost 5 to 6 different themes which are panning out in a small case, like we have IT, automobile, power, manufacturing. But what I interestingly see is that when I say manufacturing, it's just not manufacturing. It's, as I told earlier, it's again a very, very niche sector in that particular manufacturing space or say recycling and all that. So if you could throw some insights on how you reach to those niche sectors, right, where you see the maximum potential rather than just stopping yourself at the larger theme, like say manufacturing and power, as you rightly just mentioned about power, how you have gone at a level where you have identified a solar cell company, a solar pump company, a transformer company, a switches company. So what is your approach and experience that you have so far in getting into those niche sectors? And what are the kind of risks which are associated with those kind of opportunities?
Let me discuss about recycling. I'm very excited about recycling. So we have one stock in this small case. They have 32 patents. It's only a 1,300 crore company, market cap. In 2020, the sales was only 20 crores. Today, March 25, the sales will be 250 crores. The profit last year was 29 crore. This year, the profit will be 72 crores. The stock has given a return of about 800% in 3 years. What does this company do? This company does water soluble packaging. अगर आप देखिए, there is an environmental hazard. When this plastic is put in the sea, the animals die because they consume it or they get stuck in the plastics and they die. So there's a big environmental hazard. This company has made, if this packaging is put into water, it will dissolve. Okay. So it's a great company and they got 32 patent, a 1,300 crore company getting 32 patent. Again, I repeat, friends, to get a patent, you have to be really intelligent. So we try to find managements who are intelligent, who are launching innovative products, innovative businesses, which is environmentally friendly, which will help and which will have great demand. So this company is going through massive demand in packaging. It's a 1300 company at a PO only 25 after a growth of 800%. So when you talk of risk, see what is the risk? Risk is that will these companies survive for the next 5 to 10 years? So when you select the right business and you select the right futuristic business, okay, then you know that the risk reduces. A fund manager is always working on probabilities. Now, I ask the audience, and I ask you also, Rakesh Bhai, what is the probability of a company which is in the right sector, green energy, which we know is the future? What do you think, a company which is in water soluble packaging? And, there is no company which can copy the same product because we have a patent. So that is why we are in the top 15 in the last 3 years in small cases, because we very deep go inside businesses. As I again want to repeat, we don't buy stocks, we buy businesses. So that kind of knowledge about the business is critical. So another stock which I want to discuss about is in the CNC. So what is CNC? Today, all the manufacturing is shifting to CNC. Okay. So this CNC machines are so beautiful that whatever you can program, you put the ingredient and they will do it. So if you study aerospace, they need very specific, very clear type of products. Okay. You see automobile, they need products. Now those products cannot be made handmade because they have to be very crafted. So the casting and forging industry, now most of the casting and forging industry is actually installing CNC machines. So this machine, you can compute from the computer, you can program these machines and the exact product will be produced. So we have one stock in our thing. It's an 8,000 crore company, and they are now producing. They are from the forging. Now they have completely shifted to CNC machines. I would really like the audience to study, Google it about CNC machines. That is the future. So what we don't do also, I want to select. We don't want to get into sectors where there is heavy competition because the margins are very low. What I've studied is stock market follows growth and margins, especially margins. If there is a huge ROE, there are huge margins, those stocks continue to give higher returns. But if there is very little margin, I know I was talking to one of my friend who's a big cement in the cement industry. He said, we are fight for 10, 20 rupees per bora. Then there is so much competition. There is no margin if you study. Then if you study the banks and NBFCs, they are all big names. But today, if you apply for a loan, you will get 10 phones immediately. And they will fight for 5 paisa and they will reduce and take the loan from you. So the issue is wherever the competition is very large. Now, today, when Bajaj Finance started in 2010, it became a great story. But they were the first ones to use the CIBIL score properly. But by 2019-20, there were more than 100 companies which were using CIBIL score. So if you study last 3 years, Bajaj Finance has no competitive advantage. So you have to select stocks early, like the solar cell manufacturing has only 3 stocks. After 5 years, there will be 50 companies which will be under solar cell manufacturing. The margins will reduce. Today, they are operating at a margin of 40%. But after 5 years, the margin will reduce. Then if the margin will reduce, then where will you make money? Where will the stock prices go up? So stock prices follows margins, ROE, and growth of the company and futuristic businesses. And I think so because of our top-down approach, we have done very well. So we have to spend a lot of time researching. So we are very passionate about the stocks. So that was one reason we wanted very serious customers to participate. That's why we had kept it at 5 lakh rupees. But then I thank you because you encouraged me कि sir इतना अच्छा research है, retail investors को भी participate करने का opportunity दीजिए. So I'm very happy to launch a 15 stock portfolio and great businesses. All companies are simply great here. The average sale growth of these stocks, 15 stocks, is more than 50%. Average profit growth of these stocks is more than 60-65%. That is the kind of businesses we have bought. So this 15 small case is very well crafted, and I'm very happy we launched it at about 20 days back, and it has given a return of about 6% only in 20 days. So in 15 days rather, it has given a return of 6%. It's not too short, but because if you can see my history, on my small cap strategy, which we have, which is in the top 15 in small cap, that businesses are very good. And I somehow believe that there are many people who are doing bottom hunting, they're doing factor-based technology. It's good systems of doing stock. But business, what I have seen with great fund managers as a PM, because I also manage PMS. And when I met PMS managers and when we meet fund managers who are managing 1,000 crores, 5,000 crores, the discussion is only 3-4 among them. What is the business? First, what is the innovative business they are doing? How many patents do they have? What is the market share? What is the competition of the company? This is the 5 questions which is discussed among fund managers who are managing 5,000, 10,000 crores. So friends and the audience who are seeing this video, if you know these 5 questions, I'll repeat it again for you, for your benefit. What is the business? What is the future of the business? Is it futuristic or it's an old business? What is the competition in the business? What is the margin? What is the patent? What is the what is the market share of the company? If you have these 6-7 questions right, you know that you have bought a company where you can hold it for the next 10 years.
Got it. So I could just even when while you were talking, I was just having again overview of the fact sheet of the hidden gems which we have on our platform also for everybody to view. Just wanted to understand, do you have some kind of cap? Because I can see a pattern that you have mostly invested in stocks with a maximum market cap of around 10-12,000 crore, and on a lower side, minimum is 1,000 crore. So is there some maths to it, or it's just that it happened? Is it by design or how it is like?
If you see the name, hidden gems, what is a hidden gem? If you study the word, hidden gem means that it is hidden. It is not so famous in the market today. These stocks have great potential to become multi-baggers or to become a mid cap or a large cap in the next 10 years. That is our intention when we invest in a stock. Number one. So it is hidden. So obviously, if it is hidden, if I buy a 30,000 crore stock, that is not hidden. Everybody knows about it. So the name itself, it's a hidden gem, means people don't know. It is still hidden. Very great company which has a potential to become mid cap or a 50,000 crore in the next 5 years or 10 years. So that is why the name hidden gem. So we particularly make sure that the stocks are below 10,000 crores.
Got it. So does that mean that this portfolio will have reasonably very low churn unless there is some changes in the business and all that, not for the good of the portfolio?
Yeah,
Because if you are,
probably.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Sorry, please continue. Yes, sorry.
Yeah, because that is very important for the investors to understand that a lot of time investors feel that if there is no churn in the portfolio, there is not happening and all that. I think I want to bring that out today, maybe, and take this opportunity that not selling or not doing any churn is also a strategy. So somebody is continuously reviewing your portfolio and deciding not to take action also is a big action. So Shailesh bhai, it would be great if you can just share your view on this buy and hold and sell only when required, and not just for the sake of it कि चलो भाई हर महीने एक rebalance करना है या हर quarterly करना है, because of course there are a lot of small cases who have a defined frequency of rebalance and maybe investors get used to that. So this could be a great opportunity for you also to discuss how different your approach would be towards rebalancing so that the expectations are aligned.
So we have a long-term vision of 5 years. 5 years has 40 quarters. we only rebalance once in a quarter. We don't do any monthly rebalance, anything. And we do rebalance after the results. So if you study the December quarter results will come out, all the last day of giving results is 45 days after quarter ending, which is 15th of February.
Right.
So my next rebalance will be on 25th of February. Okay. Now, so we only rebalance after the results. What we have decided is our vision is 40 quarters, 5 years. But every quarter we study whether the company is on its growth path or not. Sometimes what happened because of bad management, sometimes they take a lot rash decision of investing more or taking loans more. So the risk increases. Number one. Number two, sometimes the growth reduces because there is a new company which become better. Okay. So these are some of the reasons we only will remove that stock or add a stock after 3 months, once in 3 months only, or we find a great opportunity. Or sometimes we feel that the valuations in study, one of the reasons also what we have seen is the valuations. So when we talk of valuations, if we feel that the stock is now become very overpriced, so these are some of the reasons we might exit. See, I will not increase the basket more than 15. So if I get a great opportunity, I have to reduce one or two stocks. Then only I can add one or two stocks. Correct? So these can be the 3, 4 reasons. Some stocks may go out and some stocks may come in once in a quarter only. So the person will only trade 4 times in a year. And the way small case is so beautiful, it takes not even 1 minute or 2 minutes to rebalance. Press a button and the rebalance is done. So
Sure.
we will only need 4 minutes of your time in the whole year for the rebalance. So rebalance may happen if there are great opportunities. Some stocks may get rebalanced, but we'll try to keep the stock till 15.
Got it.
Or if very, very good stock, we may change it to 17. It depends.
Got it. In fact, that reminds me that one of your unique features have been, and one of your client, Mr. Sumit Sharma, he has been missing the training programs, what you do on stock picking, on fundamental analysis. So Sumit is asking, when can we expect those training workshops again from Shailesh sir? So I think that would be a great way to uh,
After what we
connect.
do is I still conduct all the training programs, but I only do it for my customers. What I realized was when I was giving training program for free, people were not respecting it. So when I started doing training programs for my paid customers, I got lot of respect because when you work hard and you try to give solid business, see, we only talk about business in our training program. This stock is good. What is the market cap? What is the patent? We discuss businesses, and that requires a lot of research from and to do that. So we realized that when we were giving it free, people were not respecting it. So tell Sumit that we are still doing training program, invest in a strategy. I'll tell you the dates, it is fixed. If you invest in my strategy, that after the 15th of February, we release the stocks on 25th. And 1st March to 4th March, we have a next training program fixed
Perfect.
for all customers. We do every quarter, but we have changed it because I think so when you give free, people don't respect much. So I still give training program and people love my training programs, but I want to give it to my subscribers.
Sure. No, it makes sense. And in fact, it will be very relatable also for all your customers because they are already part of that journey, and it will just not end up being just a theoretical conversation which people may or may not relate to. No, this really sounds great. So, Mr. Sumit, you can definitely be part of those training programs by subscribing to
And
any
those
of
training
the,
programs are free for paid. We don't charge anything for
of
my
course,
paid
of
customers.
course, of course. So this was great. I think you already discussed about power in detail. There is one more sector which you have, I think, almost 3 to 4 stocks in your hidden gem small case, which is manufacturing. And of course, there are a lot of niche areas of manufacturing which you have touched upon. So it would be great if you can just spend some 5 minutes on
So
manufacturing
there
sector
is
as
a
well.
company, the market cap is about 12,000 crore rupees. They have patents and they're competing with 3M and DuPont. So I was very surprised that these companies competing with 3M and DuPont. So when I went deep, so what they do is they make films. When you have a car, you have to make a film so that the car that is not scratch proof. They make films. Now remember the sun films,
Yep.
and they have films on the paint. So the way they put a film on the car. So it's a very niche business. There is nobody in India. Again, we try to find those businesses where there is one or two people. We try to buy the market leaders so that if there is less competition in that business, and if that company is doing well, we will keep. So that is one great manufacturing, which I already discussed. One is CNC, which I discussed in manufacturing. Another is this, they do this solar protection films, and it's an amazing company. It's a very, very good company. Last 1 year return of this stock is 294%. And people ask me, sir, aur badhega kya? Because that is the general question. The business is so good that I think so this will become a mid cap in the next 5 years. So I think so that is another great story in the manufacturing space. Another manufacturing space we have is, and this stock is in most of the fund manager also, which I'm discussing. In fact, all these stocks which I have, all the stocks are in some mutual funds or great fund managers, PMS managers. They are such, but they are not people. The general public do not know these stocks. Okay, so if you go to my website, we also show the number that who is invested in that stock. So when you will invest in that stock, you can go on my website, valuestocks.in. We have a thing called shareholding pattern, where you can actually search who are invested in these stocks, which mutual fund, which great investor has invested in the stock. So all the stock except one or two, you will find great mutual fund investors invested into it, and foreign institutions, and great big, which I call them big sharks. They are invested. So that is the manufacturing story in the system. I'm also very bullish. I'm also very bullish on artificial intelligence. Okay, I'm super bullish on cloud. Okay, I'm very bullish on data center, and I'm extremely bullish on cyber security. Again, friends, please listen to, these are all interlinked, and this is the future. Now let's discuss data center. Data center is a physical space. It's a physical space. 2023 August, the government of India has decided that all the data in India has to be in the geography of India. So that led to a great demand in making data center. Now these data centers have to be high performance computing. It is known as HPC. So these data centers, you use actually chips, semiconductor chips, and it is very, very high, so that you can do millions of transactions in a small period of time. Now that is the physical space. Now because of the new rule of the land, data center demand has gone through the roof. Now from the data center, then you have cloud. Now what is a cloud? Cloud is a software, like if you study, Microsoft has recently launched the Open Office Cloud, where they have the Microsoft Office, then they have artificial intelligence, which is known as Copilot. So today, friends, if you want to learn Excel, you just take Copilot, which is 2,000 rupees per month. So there is a data center in which Microsoft has made a cloud where you can access the Open Office, okay, Excel, and then they have artificial intelligence. If you get stuck, you take that and do. So this is the future now. Today, in tomorrow's days, when we have more 5G and 6G, people will not keep anything in their offices. All will be either in a data center, in a cloud, which is supporting artificial intelligence. That is the future. We have two stocks in this 15. One is doing great thing for the banking software. In fact, they are the ones who will also done software for UPI for India. They made this. They have got orders from the UPI from India. They're doing the banking software, and they're using AI technology. Fantastic company. This stock has given terrific return. Last 1 year return is more than 82%. It's a fantastic company. Okay. And more than 15% institutional holding in this stock. 15% institutional holding in this stock, which is in the thing. Another stock which we have is in the cyber security. What is happening is when you're going more cloud data center, the threat, today the threat to hacking has become very, very high. So cyber security is also big future. So there is a company which we have in this 15 small case. They have a tie-up with Fortinet. Fortinet. Okay. Fortinet is a $75 billion company, one of the biggest companies, listed companies in US who does cyber security. And this company, which you have in the small case, which is only a 2,000 crore company, is linked with Fortinet in cyber security. Today, Rakesh, I'm also happy to share that we have also launched valuestocks.us. It's people can access that site and use it to get knowledge about US stocks. Okay. So there are two great stocks which we have taken in cybersecurity and AI cloud, AI in our. So it's a very well diversified 15 stock strategy, great businesses and great potential. I'm very excited. You can see my passion about when I discuss about these stocks.
No, no, really interesting. And in fact, I could see that passion even in the investors who are watching the session right now, and the kind of questions what we are getting is also very, very heartwarming. So I just want to take maybe another 5 minutes or so just to not let go all our existing small cases also go offsite. So I'll just share the screen because Mr. Rajiv Dua has just asked, do we have any multi-cap or flexi-cap strategy as well? And I'm sure we have all the strategies definitely. So I'll just take a moment and maybe Shailesh bhai, if you can share 1 minute, 2 minute each on each of the small case, that would be really helpful for everybody. 1 second. So I'm just sharing the screen where we have all the small cases on the screen, and if you can just help us with the insights on each of the small cases and your journey so far, and what clients and investors can expect. Yeah, is the screen visible?
Yes.
Yeah.
So small cap high growth strategy we had launched on 18 December 2020. You can study the 3-year CAGR is 44%.
Yeah.
This strategy is in the top 15 strategy for 600 strategies in small case. Okay. So, but people were not able to access this because the minimum amount I kept at 5 lakh, which I shared because I wanted very serious customers to get access. And it was an AUM based strategy which we had launched. And again, same strategy. It has some great, the stocks are between the average market cap of that. We have 30 stocks in this strategy. And the market cap of is about 18,000 crore rupees. And again, the same philosophy, great future businesses we have in this. We have stocks from wind, solar. We have stocks from AI. It's a fantastic strategy, all futuristic sectors, all futuristic sectors. So that is a hallmark, that is a hallmark in all the strategies. Then we have with this emerging, we have 25 stocks here where you have about the market cap is about 4,800 crore rupees, the average market cap. The small cap, I'll tell you, the average profit growth, and the sales growth is extremely high of these strategies. Okay. Same for emerging. The market cap is about 4,800 crore of 25 stocks. And this is also given a return of 50% in 1 year. You can see in yourself. Then you have this multi-cap strategy, which we have launched only about 9 months because people wanted multi-cap. This is again, friends, I'll tell you something very interesting, which sometimes people miss. There is P in India, everybody sees P. And whenever they see a stock which is at 50p or 70p, they get scared, they don't buy that stock. Now, I'll give you one example, which is Trend Technologies or Trend Technologies. Just for an example, please remember when you invest, there is a SEBI, please, there's a standard warning. But this is for example. trend friend has been at a P of 150 for the last 2 years. And it has given a return of more than 150 to 200% in 2 years. Why? Because their profit growth has also been 150%. So please, friends, learn something called PEG ratio, P divided by growth, which is mentioned in my website for all the 2000 stocks. If the P is 70, and if the growth of the stock is 70, then the PEG is only 1. The stock is still cheap. So in the multi-cap strategy, what we have done is we launched this strategy and we found whenever the market was falling, this strategy was not falling. It was very shocking. When the market is going down by 15%, this strategy is only going down by 5%. And so we realized that the PEG, because they are great businesses, they are doing very, very well. Okay, so friends, some of the stocks, will have high P, but they have very high growth. So try to learn PEG. It was taught by Peter Lynch. So if you can learn PEG ratio, you will learn a lot actually. Then you have a blue chip strategy where we invest in from 1 to 250 companies of India. There is a 25 stock basket. The market cap is about 82,000 crore rupees. And in a blue chip strategy, in the heart, in the, this is the, because these are all the large caps and mid caps, the CAGR is 30%, which is again very high when you see the blue chip stocks. What I've seen in small case, there are very few blue chip strategies in small case, which I've seen, observed when I'm observing, so this is one blue chip strategy where you're only investing in mid caps and large caps of the country. The average market cap is 82,000 crores and the return is 30%. Okay. The PSU strategy has been changed. So I would not recommend launch because we are going off this strategy now in the system. So we are not so bullish because the September quarter results was not good, and this is the new strategy which we have launched, the value stock hidden gems. If you can go up, it is not even a month right now and the return is about 5%. And this is the strategy where you can start with 75,000 rupees. Again, thank you, Rakesh Bhai, for inspiring me to launch because he was after me for 2 years. शैलेश भाई आपको एक स्ट्रेटजी लॉन्च करना है 1 लाख के नीचे, सो आई थैंक यू फॉर दैट. आपने मेरे को इंस्पायर किया, मैंने लॉन्च किया.
No, perfect. I think it was high time that a lot of retail investors should get exposure, and it was purely based on the feedback what we kept on receiving from a lot of investors also who have been following you and your work, but were somehow not able to be part of your journey. So this was great, Shailesh bhai. So maybe I'll just take one or two more questions, and then maybe we can just summarize the entire conversation. So we have two more questions. We have one from Mr. Jacob Philip, that okay, what is the investment corpus for the new strategy? I think which you just mentioned, Mr. Jacob, it is 75,000 rupees to start with. And the good thing about small case as a platform is that it allows you to top up your investment whenever you like, whenever you feel the market conditions are conducive enough for you to do more top-ups over and above that minimum amount of 75,000. Second, you can always set up a SIP as well based on your cash flows, be it monthly, weekly, fortnightly, whatever works for you. And of course, as this is one of the first small case by value stocks which has a fixed fee. So definitely you can just start your investment with that minimum amount and keep on topping up and do SIPs over a period of time. We have a question from Neil D'Souza. When was the hidden gems launched and what is the minimum ticket size? Again, I just mentioned about the ticket size, but yeah, as Shailesh bhai already mentioned, it was launched on 2nd December and the journey has just begun. So this is some of the questions, and yes, very, very important question. And I think this is the most important question because a lot of people have shown interest now to join your small case. So, Shailesh bhai, as a gesture, a lot of our small case managers have always shown that gesture to our investors by offering some promo codes or discounts or whatever you may call it for them to initially sign up your small case. And of course, it is only for the initial period. So, are there any special offers for this basket?
Yes, there is a 50% discount till 31st December. So there's
Okay.
a promo code. We can put it on the, I think so that promo code is on the screen. Can we put it on the YouTube, the promo code? There's a
Ye-
50% promo code right now if you invest till
Yes.
31st December.
So yeah, so Mr. Dua, there is already a offer being run. Whenever you go and subscribe to the small case, you will just get to see that offer, which is valid till 31st December. And of course, for the other strategies, you can just subscribe whenever you feel like. So right now, the discount being offered is only for hidden gems, so that more and more people can participate in this exciting journey of hidden gems. So I think we have covered most of the questions and we are almost at 11:50. So Shailesh, it would be great if you can just summarize the entire conversation what we just had, your overall advice to retail investors that how they can participate in this great story called India with this kind of strategies, and what are the kind of checks, balances, or discipline one must follow so that they don't lose out on this path along the way. Because I see a lot of investors, they start the journey in a lot of excitement, but along the way, they lose out on something based on the short term developments which are happening in the markets or environment or the macros and all that. And what will be that one or two piece of advice based on your experience of last 25 plus years, which will help them hold on to that journey?
Friends, 6 महीना पहले से till 6 महीना पहले तक people were coming and giving me, sir ये stock भी आप ले लीजिए. Last 3 महीना से after this market fall, people have realized that you have to really buy good businesses. I would just tell you one thing which has helped thousands of people who have shared this one knowledge. Whenever anybody comes to you for with a tip, ये stock लेना है. There are many apps, money control है, you can go to my app, you can go to Screener, Stockhead, बहुत सारे apps हैं जहाँ आप जा सकते हैं, और जीरोदा के apps हैं जहाँ पर सिर्फ आप एक ही चीज देख लीजिए, what is the sales growth and profit growth of that company. अगर आप सिर्फ ये दो चीज देख लेंगे ना, you will not invest in a bad stock. See, the other businesses takes time, but this will not even take 1 minute. तो मैंने देखा है सर, आई हैव गिवन दिस एडवाइस टू ऑल माय इन्वेस्टर्स एंड आफ्टर 6 मंथ दे कम टू मी, सर बहुत हम लोग गलत स्टॉक से बच गए. एग्जांपल, आप कोई स्टॉक टीवी में सुनते हैं, कोई फ्रेंड आपको बताता है, जस्ट गो टू द ऐप, एनी ऐप, एंड चेक what was it earning last year, what is it earning this year, what was the sales last year, what is the sales this year. Sir, what is the business is nothing but top line revenue and profits. तो अगर इतना भी अगर आप देख लेंगे ना, you will survive by not investing in a bad stock. और क्या होता है सर, अभी आप देखे होंगे, many investors agree, last 3-4 months have been tough. Most of our stocks are making new highs because they had great sales and businesses and they were potential. But many stocks are not rising. Why? Because they did not have any business, they did not have good sales, they had no growth, they had no profits. So one advice, friends, I would give you as investors, try to see sales growth and profit growth. बहुत आपको देखिएगा, you will not invest in a bad company. Please don't follow the herd, don't invest. Sir, there are people who do wrong things, but if you go into right business, आप हरदम right stock पे invest करेंगे, और मैं देखा, if you invested in the right stock, उसका भाव आता ही है. So you'll have confidence in holding, you'll have confidence in making money. This is one safety tip I would like to give to all the investors. I cannot hear you, Rakesh Bhaiya.
Sorry. So yes, this was super helpful, and this is like the reason why I ask this always, because I connect with this story very personally as well. That in spite of being in stock markets for so many years, it always take that initial 5-10 years for somebody to realize the importance of long-term investing, because till that time it's always so theoretical. And one more thing which I would like to highlight personally, that there is nothing called small or big investment. It's always the starting point which is important. I think 95% of the people lose out on investing because they just don't start. So let's not hold ourselves by saying कि boss 75,000 में क्या होगा. I think it's a great way to start the journey. And then along the way, over a period of time, as your income rises, as your investment return rises and all that, the amount will be very, very meaningful enough for you to take this whole exercise very seriously. But don't stop yourself from starting out, considering that just 5,000 rupees SIP से क्या होगा नहीं, बहुत कुछ होगा if you do the math and all that, but you just have to be on it to believe in it, and that is from my personal experience. I can say this, that I always thought कि अरे 2,000 रुपए का SIP से कुछ नहीं होता है, like people keep on talking कि you will become a crorepati and all that stuff and all that. But I think that starting, the earlier you start, the more understanding you get about the whole journey. And then by the time you are uh, decent, you have garnered a decent knowledge, that is where you will have enough money also to invest. Because even if you have money and if you don't have knowledge, it doesn't make any sense. So I think this was a great session. And for me, value stocks always hold a special space because this is one of the few managers who have strongly advocated financial literacy and just not saying कि boss ये 15 stock ले लो हम बोल रहे नहीं. They will always help you to get deeper into those businesses, into those stories, so that you have that conviction which they are bringing to you. So you can always know the stocks, but you will never be able to continue the journey unless you have your own conviction built into it. So ensure that you be part of those sessions whenever Shailesh bhai sends you that invite. And as he rightly said, after every quarterly results, within 15 days, there will be a session where he will and his team will be discussing on all the businesses, their journey, their quarter results and all that. So great, Shailesh bhai, I think this was a wonderful session where we got to know about all your small cases in general, and of course the hidden gems. And I'm super excited what this small case holds for all of our investors. And we will be soon get in touch with all our investors with this recording as well. And of course, all the investors, feel free to message us your questions on the YouTube live feed, where we will be taking those questions again with Shailesh, Saraf, and we will come back to you with all your answers. So yeah, great. Thanks a lot, everybody. Thank you, Shailesh bhai.
Thank you, Rakesh bhai. Thank you to the small case team. Thank you very much.
Perfect. Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Thank you.